because the stock, I gotta say, was out of control. Start off with one of the main pieces that I knew I was going to hopefully be adding during this trip. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you do follow me on Instagram, this video might be a little bit of a surprise because I am posting all about our trip to Scotland and London, actually Edinburgh and London, that we took about 2 weeks back. However, this time around I decided to really enjoy the trip. I really take pride in my stories and what I put together, sort of like the little collages that I build. I tend to do that like once we head back to the hotel during our travel days, but we were really also so tired from just the jet lag and everything, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and capture all of these beautiful memories, and then I'll build a really pretty story timeline for you guys in order to share over on Instagram. I do have vlogs coming up right after this video sharing Scotland and London. I have 2 separate vlogs for each city, and I share with you guys all that we did, where we ate. We do a ton of research before any trip that we do take, and I've really been enjoying kind of vlogging our trips also just for our personal memories, but I know that you guys here enjoy them as well. So I wanted to share what it is that I picked up during our time in the UK. Therefore, that is one of the reasons why I wanted to publish this video before I publish the vlogs. Usually when I do publish the vlogs, I kind of hold myself from using the items because I want to do a full unboxing chatty video with you guys. But this time around, I was like, I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy my pieces, and then I'll just share the unboxing before I post the vlogs. Now that we got all that chattiness out of the way, there are 3 little pieces that I wanted to share with you guys. Let's start off with one of the main pieces that I knew I was going to hopefully be adding during this trip, and I was able to add. So I'll insert some clips as I talk you guys through it, but Scotland is actually home to the brand Strathberry. Strathberry was founded by a husband and wife who are from Edinburgh, Scotland. The bags are made in, I believe it's Ubrique. I'm not sure the city, I'll pop it up on the screen, but it is a city in Spain where even Pollen is made there. A lot of high-end designer brands make their bags there as well. So I knew that going into Scotland, visiting the Strathberry boutique was something that I wanted to do in order to obtain a little souvenir to bring back. And that is exactly what I did. The boutique was absolutely beautiful. They had so many pieces displayed. The SA that helped me was an angel sent from above. She had so much patience. I tried on so many bags. I tried to get some clips here and there, but I was really like in my zone trying on the pieces, trying to figure out if I wanted color, if I wanted neutrals. So I'll make sure to share any of the clips that I was able to get. I did want to mention I tried on their raffia bucket bag, which is one of the bags that I shared on my wish list video. I had shared the Loewe, and then I also mentioned this one as an alternative because it is at a really good price. Guys, she is so good. I have her on the top of my wish list just because we do have another trip later on this year, which I feel that she would be really appropriate for. But that one was way too big. I was not in the mindset of trying to figure out how to bring back that bag. So I knew I wanted to go with one of the smaller options that I had on my wish list, and here she is now. I am so excited because, spoiler alert, it is a color. So I think I've talked your ears off enough. Thank you if you're still with me, but let's get into the piece that I added, and I am so excited. She looked so good with the outfits that I had for the trip already planned, and it was totally unintentional that I got this bag. So without further ado, we have our little Daisy. That is her name. You guys know I love naming my bags, and it is the Mosaic in the nano size. Let's take a moment because she is absolutely stunning. I cannot get over how beautiful this piece is. So I tried on a ton of colors. There is a neutral that I was so drawn to, you guys. I promise I was like this close to being like, forget it, let me go with the neutral. But the colors were so good that I told myself, May, no. Get out of your comfort zone, add a color into your collection, a color that you feel comfortable with, and this was definitely it. I was debating between 3 of the colorful ones. There was this one, there was an orange one, and there was also like a very off-whitish color. And then I soon enough went ahead and got rid of the orange, just because you guys know I wear a lot of black. And even though my bag, I do still have that mentality that when I buy a bag, I need to be able to pair with anything. That's a mentality that I need to work on and kind of like get that idea out of my mind, because not all bags need to suit every single occasion. But putting all that aside, I do wear a lot of black. I have tried adding a few lighter tones now for spring and summer, but regardless, most of the time I gravitate to black. And for me, the orange and the black were giving me a lot of like Halloween vibes. So I definitely went ahead and put the orange to the side. Then I was debating between this yellow and the off-white, and I almost got the white. Like, I literally told the SA, okay, I'm ready, let's go ahead and package the white. She was in the cashier packaging the white, and I just kept on looking at the yellow. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I know I've been driving you crazy. The lady, I'm telling you, she was so sweet. Like, I highly recommend her if you are in Scotland. Her name was Joanne. Go ahead and see Joanne, because she was so amazing and so patient. So I went and I was like, I'm so sorry. I really like, I'm still hesitating. She's like, don't worry. I totally understand. Take your time. I was like, you know what? We're going to go grab lunch. Let me think about it. Let me run like my outfits through my mind. I kept telling her, and she was just laughing. She's like, don't worry, I'll be here all day. I'm like, perfect. We're gonna go grab lunch, which was really close by anyways. I'll be back, you know, I'll come looking for you, and then I'll have my decision made up. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm so glad I did that, because even though the white was absolutely beautiful, and it's funny because there was a video that I put out that a lot of you mentioned, I think it was my wish list video. A lot of you mentioned, May, you need a white bag in your collection. I just don't think it suits me. One, I'm terrified of white bags because I feel like I would baby that bag so much. And two, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't really go with like my color palette. Maybe I'm wrong, and at some point I will add one, but that day was not the day to go for it. I went ahead and thought about it. I thought the yellow would be so fun. I actually really like that it's sort of like a mustardy kind of undertone, because it's gonna be so easy to take it into fall, especially with like dark, rich browns. Even now, pairing it with browns would be beautiful, with like beige tones. I think I'm gonna be able to pair her with so many looks. Navies, I mean, I already have like a whole lookbook in my mind of how it is that I'm gonna pair this beauty. So I went back to the store and I told her, I've made up my mind, I'm going with the yellow. And she started laughing. She was like, I get that all the time, you know, color is kind of like particular, so don't worry. So I went ahead and added this cute little piece. And then as she was checking out, I did see a few little compact wallet laying around, so I was like, you know what, I think I want to add a wallet too. I do feel like you get a good idea, and I actually learned this from Minnie here, Minks for All, of a brand from their SOGs, because an SOG is something that you really do use a lot more, especially on the daily. Like bags, you tend to interchange a lot more. So before I show you the SOG that I picked up, let me go ahead and just introduce you again to this little cutie. So as I said, her name is Daisy. And the reason I chose that name is because she reminded me of a little duck, and then Daisy from Daisy and Donald from the Minnie Mickey Mouse family situation. So that is why I went ahead and chose that name. Guys, the Nano is the most stunning little size. It does fit my phone, which was one of the things that I was most concerned about, but it did say it on the website that it did fit my phone. However, while I was in the store, I went ahead and tried it as well. So slides in so good, and you still have so much space. I will be doing more dedicated videos in regards to this piece. And of course, I love that it has a top handle. I just feel like a top handle is a must for me. I love the Strathberry kind of bar. It's very chic and very classic. It's like the signature look of the brand. And this one also comes with a crossbody strap. It is a removable, adjustable. Thank you, Strathberry strap that they did offer. So here it is. And one of the days I did actually use it as a crossbody strap with my Burberry trench, and she looked so good with that outfit. I was obsessed. So it did come with this one, but most of the days I just really honestly used it handheld or on the crook of my arm. She slides in the crook of your arm very comfortably, even with a coat. So this is the newest addition to the collection. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know. I know that a ton of you have already reached out to me in regards to your I feel like Strathberry is like a tongue twister. In regards to your Strathberry handbags and how much you love them. So I'm so happy to be able to join that little group and be able to finally give you my feedback in regards to the piece as well. Okay, now moving on to the second piece that I did pick up from Strathberry, and that is none other than this little cutie. Are you guys surprised? There's so much color, not so much. Wait until the Hermes piece. Don't get too carried away. But I was so happy to be able to add a little bit of pop of color during my Strathberry trip. So they did have a few wallets. They actually have like this bifold that has the beautiful bar right in the front. So pretty. But I felt like it was a little bit too much of a big wallet for me. You guys know I don't carry cash. And even when I'm traveling, we don't have a lot of cash on us. And it's more just coins than anything. So when I saw this one, I thought it was perfect. I had the YSL Fragments card case, and I loved that card holder. It was very comfortable. I did sell it because it was black, and now they have new colors out, but I never ended up actually adding a new one. So when I saw this one, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it because it is sort of the same silhouette. So you do have 3 card slots in the back. You'll see that she is being used because as soon as I got her, I switched out from the Louis Vuitton Kikle, which was the one that I took, and I started using this one right away. So she does have 3 slots, which is perfect for me. I have my credit card of choice, my debit card, and my ID. And then she does have a really good zipper compartment. And let me show you really quick the little, there we go. So again, the signature like Strathberry kind of bar is the zipper pull. I thought that was such a cute detail. And then it does have a little gosset on the side, so it does give you a lot of room to play with. I currently have all my coins from the trip, so I think it's like a total of like 50 cents or something. But yes, I just thought she was such a comfortable little kind of compact wallet. She fit inside of the bag so perfectly. Like I was carrying my phone, probably a little pill box, a lip gloss, the wallet, and I think that was about a hand sanitizer. And I also really loved the fun kind of contrast of colors. So I would just slide her in right there, and again, there's so much room in this little piece. I'm so impressed. She even does have like a little slip pocket in the back. And oh, I just saw, which let me mention, on every Strathberry piece, you do get this little card, and it says, "This is to certify that your new Strathberry purchase has been carefully reviewed and sealed by a Strathberry quality expert." And then it says made in Spain. Oh, little card down. It says made in Spain, and then it is signed by the person that inspected your handbag. So I thought that was a really nice detail that they add for these pieces. I am so excited. I cannot wait to see how this little cutie holds up. I have been like really into diving in and kind of getting to know different contemporary brands. Don't get me wrong, I will always love designer high-end brands as well. And if there is a piece that calls for my attention and I want to add it into my collection, and as long as I can, I obviously will. However, designer brands are just not doing anything groundbreaking at the moment. And I do feel like there are so many little unique handbags coming out from like contemporary brands that deserve kind of a little bit more of an attention than they are getting, and especially brands that are bringing out really well-made all leather pieces at a fraction of what these really high-end designer brands are bringing out with their pieces, and are holding up just as well or even better. So I do have other pieces from contemporary brands that have caught my eye, while I really don't have anything on my wish list from like a high-end designer brand at the moment. Let's move on to the next piece because I feel like this video is already 310 years long. Let's do a quick little unboxing of a little clothing piece. So Sezane is actually a brand that I had discovered probably last year. So I went into the boutique. They actually have two in London. One was a little bit, I mean, the boutiques were definitely not the best stocked in my opinion. There's so many good things on the website, and I feel like the boutiques were very limited with what they had. I was able to see a few of their handbags, which I did mention, I think, on my wish list video also. They have like a camera style bag, which looks so beautiful. However, it is a smooth leather. You guys know I am terrified of smooth leather. I actually sold off my Fendi Canai for that reason, because I wasn't grabbing her due to the smooth leather. So therefore, I knew the bag was definitely not going to be one that was going to make it back home with me. But in the second boutique that I did go visit, I tried on two pieces that I had been eyeing. They have their Betty cardigan, which I really loved. It was so cute. I tried it on and it fits so nice. It's kind of like a cropped fit, but it's not too cropped. Like, it'll hit you, I think, mid-waist. I really liked it. I tried on a small. I'll go ahead and pop up a picture. But then I thought, you know, you kind of get carried away sometimes. I was in London, the weather was nice. I felt like I would use it in London, but I don't live in London. I live in Miami, where the weather is extremely hot. So even though it is a piece that I will consider adding for later on in the year, or maybe whenever I do take those trips in the colder months, I didn't think it made sense for me to purchase it right then and there. So I left that one behind, but I did try on this blouse and immediately fell in love with it. I ultimately wanted to go in for the black, but I showed Rudy, my husband, and he's like, I think the white looks really nice on you. So I went ahead and got the white. And I'm not sure what the name of this one is, but I'll pop it up on the screen. It came with a beautiful bag. They added like a really nice sort of like magazine kind of booklet inside. All that stayed behind, because on the way back, we really needed to do some tetracine around our luggage in order to get all the things back. But I opted for this beautiful piece. It is a beautiful blouse. I think it's gonna be such a good staple in my wardrobe as well. So it is kind of like a knitted sort of blouse all throughout. I mean, the attention to detail is absolutely stunning. It does have a really high neckline, as you can see, but what I really liked, which I'll share the pictures, is that you can actually wear it just closed all the way up, or you can open it up and then do some fashion tape just to make sure that it does stay open. I think it's gonna look so cute with a pair of jeans, a pair of trousers, shorts, even a skirt. So the possibilities of styling her are pretty much infinite. And again, I just think that going with the white was going a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it is still a really nice neutral color that I will also be able to wear all year round. She's also gonna look so cute with Daisy, of course. So imagine this with a pair of jeans and then my gold Oasis sandals and my gold belt. Such a good little look. Okay, my camera needed to take a break because it was overheating, so let's try and move along. Ta-da! So as many as you know, I got Nugget earlier on this year in February, and after experimenting with Twillies and so on and so forth, I finally caved into the Rodeo or Pegasus sort of trend. So I knew I wanted to get one for her. However, in my boutique, they are extremely difficult to come across, and one of these days Hermes Bomb shared like a scroll of, I want to say there was probably like 20 rodeos from the UK website, and I actually screen recorded it, sent it to my SA, and she's like, oh my god, is that online? And I was like, yes, but it's in the UK website. She was like, I was gonna tell you to order them because I know they're so difficult to come across, and they truly are. I mean, I've asked her a couple of times and she's like, we don't have any. As soon as they do, I'll keep you in mind. I mean, I even sent her a couple of pictures of some that I would be interested in. So I was like, you know what, if we're going to London, I'm gonna go ahead and pop into the Hermes boutique and see what stock they have, and if they have one that I love, I'm gonna go ahead and add it. So here she is. However, I do have a story time of a bag that I did try on, so stay tuned. But let's go ahead and unbox this little piece. It is a Rodeo or Pegasus, you'll see soon, but it did come in this little box. I packaged her in my suitcase on the way home, and when I took her out yesterday, she was looking quite a hot mess, but it's still here. So guys, wait until you see the color combination. I died. So I went ahead into the store and I asked the SA, you know, hey, I wanted to look to see if you guys had any Pegasus or Rodeos, and he's like, yeah, sure. He opened up a like little door thingy and there was stacks of them. I'm like, you have to be kidding me. So he brought out, I think, like 4 or 5 boxes, but as soon as he opened this one, I was like, that's it, this is the one. I don't need to see anymore. So we finally found our perfect little piece for Nugget, and it is none other than, let me see, oh, it's all over the place, hold on. Okay, let's try this again. So it is none other than a Rodeo in the most stunning neutral colors. We do have the Rodeo in Swift leather. It is in gold. We have the sort of little situation here, I don't know what that's called, and then his little saddle in a tube, and his hair is in cray. Guys, I was obsessed. And then I did kind of hesitate really quick because I was like, oh, is the gold's gonna clash too much with my bag? But actually, let's bring Nugget in for this little demonstration. So here we have my little baby, in case you haven't met her. This is Nugget. So he had, I'm not sure what the name of that handbag is actually. If I see a picture, I'll pop it up on the screen. So he had it like on display and I'm like, oh, do you think that I can, you know, put it against the bag? And he's like, yeah, of course, let me bring it out. So he brought out the bag. The bag was gigantic. It was almost like a key paw size. But, oh my God, it's so good. Okay, so he brought out the bag and he's like, okay, here, so you could try it. And I put it against it and I was like, okay, it looks absolutely perfect. I knew that that was it. Like, that was my, okay, we're done. Let's go. Let's pack it up and go home. But it doesn't end there. But, oh my God, it's so good. So good. It's so funny because I noticed more and more, like, look how good that looks, you guys. Oh my gosh, she's perfect. I feel like that real, like, oh, Chris, it's perfect. Isn't it good? Oh my God, I get carried away. Anyways, I just love chatting with you guys so much. And I hope that, like, through the screen, I can convey, like, my emotions with you. But anyways, so I thought that it would just go so good. And then it gets better because the fact that it does have so many good neutrals, we basically get a little 2-in-1. How stinking cute. So it does have a tube, as I mentioned, and I was talking to him and I'm like, I actually have the Picatin also in a tube, and it's so cute. It's so cute. I mean, I'm telling you, like, Rudy was like, oh, that's it, like, that's the one. When he opened it, I was like, that is the perfect little Rodeo that I needed in my life. So obsessed. I can't wait to send a picture to my SA. I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, but I had to cheat on you because she was just so good. So that is my new little piece for my little Hermes handbag collection. I will pop up another kind of like clip because there were a pair of sneakers that Rudy was after and we did ask my SA about them. Unfortunately, she said that they were not available in the US and that she also couldn't order them. So when we went into the boutique and I got my Rodeo, Rudy was like, hey, you know, do you have these sneakers? I had screenshotted them again from Hermes Bomb. The best. If you are an Hermes lover, please go ahead and follow her. So I did have a screenshot, so we showed it to the gentleman and he's like, actually, I don't have your size in the boutique, but there is another boutique that actually has your size. And Rudy was like, okay, give me the address, we're going over there. As I love neutral or like tan color handbags, Rudy is a fan of white sneakers. He has like, I think 8 or 9 pairs of white sneakers. So we went to the boutique and he was able to try them on. They actually had a good amount of sizes. So he was able to get his size and that was his little London souvenir. So just wanted to share also that as I was there, we really were connecting with the SA. We kind of even talked about like their system in order to get like a Birkin or a Kelly. I mentioned to him that I had my Birkin and that I got her like in 9 months. And he's like, oh my God, that's actually really, really quick. Like there's people here that are on the wish list for over 2 years in order to get, you know, the piece that they request. But they did have an Hermes Herbag on display, which I have been dying to try. My boutique has never had one on display. So as soon as I saw it, I asked him, I'm like, hey, do you mind if I try it on? Because my idea for the Herbag is I do love it on the crook of my arm, but I also felt like it could be a good travel bag if I can wear it crossbody. So he's like, actually, this one is like hooked on with some security thing or whatever, but let me go ahead and get one from the back. I was like, oh boy, they have stock. So he took us into the little room and everything. I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. Like it never gets old. And he actually brought 2 different ones. So he brought one, I think it was the canvas, and then the leather was in the color ebony. It was a smooth leather. I believe all the leather pieces on all the Herbags are smooth leather, which to be honest with you is pretty not concerning, but for me it's a little bit like ugh, because you guys know how I am with smooth leather, and there is a lot of mechanism if you are going to be closing the bag. So I do feel like that leather will wear a lot over time, but regardless, I still wanted to try it on. So I did try on that one, and then I asked him if he had sort of like a more rigid style, because the Herbag does come in kind of like the retourné style. And then there is more of a rigid one. I don't know if it's called the Cellier to be honest, but it kind of gives off that vibe. I could have sworn I had a picture on my phone and I found it after we left the boutique, but I kind of asked him, do you know, you have one that's more like rigid? And he's like, yeah, let me bring it out. It was exactly the same thing as the previous one, just in another color. So I'm like, okay, well, this isn't the one that I was asking for, but whatever. I still tried it on anyways. I did love the color combo of the second, like the black and the cognac color just paired so nicely. I'm still in between with it, and I would have saved a nice chunk if I got it abroad. I think I would have saved probably about $500 to $600, but to be honest with you, I wasn't, one, completely convinced, and second, I was just like, if I'm not totally convinced, I'm not going to spend the money now. And if I do choose to add it, I'll just go ahead and add it with my SA anyways. So I was like, okay, thank you. I appreciate, you know, you showing it to me, but it just doesn't really convince me at the moment. He's like, no, that's totally fine. No problem. I'm telling you, the SA was super cool. He actually was Venezuelan. So we started talking in Spanish. We're Cubans. So we kind of like connected in that matter. And we had a really nice time with him. And the other SA that helped us in the other boutique was actually a sweetheart. Like we were leaving and Rudy and I said, if we lived in London, this would be our SA. So overall, great experience in Hermes. I have to say, if you are in London for, you know, just visiting, or if you live there, I think you guys have really good SAs, to be honest. But if you are in London just visiting, I think that you should definitely try to stop by. If you are looking for something that maybe your boutique here in the States don't have, because the stock, I gotta say, was out of control. Like I was totally surprised. I don't know how it is on bags, but I mean, he did have her bags, so maybe like those things. And I did see somebody else bring out a Picatin at some point as well. So, okay, you guys, I think I have talked your ears off. I feel like I had so much to catch you up on. So I hope you enjoyed the pieces that I did pick up from our trip. As I said, I do have vlogs coming out, so keep an eye out for that. If you aren't subscribed yet, then go ahead and do so. That means the world to me. And as always, I really appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to spend with me today. Bye everyone.